morning, so please welcome Lisa Stinger. Lisa.
Hey, everybody. Got like 5 mics up here. Thanks, John. And as John said, I'm going to be your host and MC for the next few days, so you'll be seeing a lot of me. It's funny, it's been since coming back a little bit since my last event, and just all planning into them, like, what am I forgetting? What am I not doing? You know, when you've been away from something. But I think I got it all, and I'm very excited about the next few days. We have such incredible content. I mean, and TV and video right now. I mean, we just heard Dave talking about it. He actually stole a lot of my thunder here. But as far as there's so much happening. There's so much changing. There's so many more opportunities. It's such an exciting time. But yet, there's so much opportunities, there's so much changing, it's also a confusing time. So it's really what we're all about. We're trying to make sense of all this, and that's what we're really going to be diving into in the next few days. And as Dave said, linear is not dead. I know I talk with so many of you, and linear is maybe a little bit more static in your media buy and what you're investing in, and you tend to be upping your digital game, but it's still a big part, and that's, as Dave was mentioning, we have to bring it all together. We have to, that fragmentation, we can't be, we need to figure out the measurement. There's so many different challenges we need to figure out. But there's a lot of positive as well. I mean, as I said, there's so many more opportunities. I mean, according to Nielsen TV, viewers in the US have more than 32,000 linear channels to watch. And according to Nielsen again, 89 streaming. So if you can't find anything on TV, you have no excuses. There's a lot out there, not to mention all the options on the internet. And that is a good thing because it's giving media buyers more choices. It's more ways to find the audience. Also, which maybe, depending how you look at it, is a good thing, not so good thing, the economy. It's still questionable. People are tightening their budgets. They're not sure where they want to spend. So they're now really leaning more heavily into ad-supported viewing. And again, that's a good thing because it's a direct line for all of you, that more opportunities to really reach your target audience, to reach different audiences. But as I mentioned, the challenges, and as we heard earlier, the fragmentation, frequency issues, also just no standardized measurement. So really tracking what's working and what's not is certainly a challenge for marketers today. Also, consumers are expecting so much more. You can't just slap together an ad and throw it out there and think that everyone's going to, want to buy your product. It's really about engaging. It's really about personalization and really knowing your target audience and meeting them that way. And in order to know them, you need data. And obviously, we're seeing stricter regulations. Also, cookies finally going away, I think. It makes it that much more of a challenge as well. So how are marketers really going to do this? How are you guys going to understand your consumers, the audience better, know their path to purchase, know their journey, and really be able to figure out what's working and what's not working when they're looking at their ad spend? How are you validating that spend? And that's really, there's no magic bullet. I'm not going to tell you that's what we have for you, but there are solutions. And that's what we're all about here. We're really diving into that fragmented world of TV and video and streaming, and just really understanding and recognizing the opportunities for the different channels, the opportunities for the different audiences you can meet. And that's, again, what we're here for, to share what we're doing. Each of you are doing something different, and you share what you're doing, what's working, what's not. And then it's taking that combined, and that's what you're gonna leave. You're gonna leave inspired, and that's what you learn from. You take all that. So there's no magic bullet, but there's all of these amazing ways that everyone is dealing with these issues, making it work for them. And so now that's something you can learn from and just pick each other's brains about. So you really want to take advantage while you're here to just speak to one another, ask what each other are doing, and share those ideas. And that's, again, what we're going to see for the content. We have some great content. I like to kind of focus it like each day, a certain theme, though they, of course, overlap. But today is really about the challenges I just mentioned. And it's really diving into those. And our first speaker, one of the challenges, as I said, was really getting that data, really targeting that audience. And that's Open Door. And they use contextual media to dive in and really more efficiently know their target audience and connect and engage with them. And that's what we'll hear. He's our first speaker today. Also later today, we have front door. So open door, front door. We have all the doors covered. And that front door really had a lot of attribution lessons. And they had this multi-channel campaign. And they really, in terms of to get to where they were looking to go, they learned a lot more about attribution. And we're going to hear about that later as well. We also have a fragmentation case study as well as a panel discussion. So that will really dive into everyone, all of the different challenges, what they're doing and how they're dealing with this fragmented world. Now tomorrow we really want to go into more the innovative strategies, more of those out-of-the-box thinking. And of course, what is one that everyone is sort of talking about, gaming. You know, it's a lot of you, some are dabbling, some aren't quite ready, they want to hear more, and others are investing in gaming. And that's smart because according to Newzo, there are more than 3 billion gamers worldwide. That's an amazing opportunity for people, for marketers to really grab onto. And Ally recognized that early on, and we're going to hear about what they've been doing for years in really investing in the community and building partnerships in the community and really then gaining not only growth but really that affinity within the market. So we're going to hear that tomorrow. We also have Chili's. Now Chili's did something that probably for most of you is kind of unheard of. They shut off their TV video completely. Now they did it during COVID, so that, you know, we heard that a little bit. But they didn't go back on until about a year and a half ago. So that was a long time. But when they came back full force with multi-channel campaigns involving premium sports, linear, digital, and something they call cultural pops. And we're going to hear all about that tomorrow as well. Now, Wednesday, the focus is really on targeting the audience, knowing what channels they're at, where you can reach them, what demo. I mean, all of the above. This is something we need to know the audience. And again, what I said earlier, they go where they want, when they want, how they want, and marketers need to meet them. And okay, I have to ask, who's heard of Meow Mix? Raise your hand. Pretty much everyone, okay? So it's not always about brand awareness. People know Meow Mix, but what they needed to do is really change up their strategy. So J.M. Smucker, who owns Meow Mix, they really had to target today's cat parents, I will say it correctly, and they just needed to change their creative, they needed to know what channels to go to, and that was really what their learnings were about. And we're going to hear that on Wednesday. And then also, how do you there's so much video, it's so saturated, and there's so much fatigue in video in terms of consumers, they have short attention spans. So how do you really get them to stop the scroll? Well, that's what we have a panel that's going to dive into that in terms of really making that kind of creative or what the strategy is or what the channels they're using, and that will all be on Wednesday as well. So we have an awesome next few days. That's what it's all about. And again, you really want to take advantage of that. And one way, so before I introduce our first speaker, one way of taking advantage of that is what we have our roundtables. Now that's the end of today's session and tomorrow's session. So I know that like half of you are new to here from when John asked. And really, our roundtables are the heart of our summit. This is the opportunity. Everything I just talked about that's going to be said is on stage. That is being recorded and reported on. The roundtables are all down there. There's 3 different topics, and that's going to be completely off the record. We're not going to be there. It's completely you guys speaking your mind, sharing what you're doing, sharing what's not working, what is working, and you know it's not going to leave the room. So this is your opportunity to truly pick each other's brains and then continue that, as I said, throughout, you know, when you go golfing or hiking or whatever, if you can breathe. I hear the hiking's pretty tough, but whatever, just keep the conversation going. But this is really where it starts at these roundtables. So you really want to take advantage. Don't go try a meeting or anything like that. Really be a part of that. So that's what we have coming up. But